but it didn't feel as though OPEC Plus listened much to that pressure from the United States.
That's exactly right, Karen. And it's interesting to watch the oil price reversal now, because the move that we saw in the immediate aftermath of this OPEC Plus decision was a 1% downside trade on the futures contracts. Now we're seeing WTI reverse that and start to climb higher. OPEC Plus, of course, moving to extend oil output by 400,000 barrels per day in October, as widely expected, wrapping up this meeting in less than an hour and deciding not to hold a news conference either. So journalists didn't get the opportunity to ask questions about some of the issues that the market is going to face in the future. Nevertheless, in a statement, OPEC Plus said while the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic continue to cast some uncertainty, market fundamentals have strengthened and OECD stocks continue to fall as the recovery accelerates. As you mentioned, OPEC raised its 2022 demand forecast to 4.2 million barrels per day. That's up from 3.2 million. And analysts that we've spoken to today say this decision to increase output by 400,000 barrels per day in October sends a robust signal to the market about OPEC Plus's confidence in that demand recovery. Of course, the big question mark is the influence from the United States. And I know you've been speaking with guests about this today. In the lead up to this meeting, we saw some significant pressure coming from the Biden administration on this group to increase production. While they have done so, it also appears that those calls from the United States have fallen on deaf ears. Nevertheless, the US also welcomed this move, saying it was glad that OPEC raised production. And the White House also said it continues to engage with OPEC Plus members on the importance of competitive markets in setting price and doing more to support the recovery. So it's interesting to see what happens next here. Yes, of course, while we have seen the demand outlook being improved, at least according to the OPEC Plus group, there are a number of uncertainties, and chief among them is what's going to happen with the spread of COVID-19. We are seeing some significant spikes in COVID-19 in the United States and elsewhere around the world. There's also a brand new variant to be worried about. At the same time, the other wildcard here is what's going to happen with Iran. In the aftermath of the US exit from Afghanistan, it's been suggested that perhaps the United States might change course now on foreign policy, choosing instead to take a more America first approach, if you will. So that means that there is some doubt on whether or not we're going to see such generous concessions being given to Iran when it comes to sanctions easing. And of course, Iran is looking to raise output. So what that means for the market remains to be seen at this point, Karen. Back to you.